There we go. Hello, everyone. Jackie Hastings and Elizabeth Hefner. We're going to be talking to you tonight about convention. And I'm pulling up my notes. Sometimes my phone cooperates and sometimes it doesn't. So some of the things that we wanted to talk about is it's for some people, it's your first one. For some people, it's not. But it's actually a business trip. And that's something we have to remember. You're here to learn, to grow, to connect with your team. You want to soak in all of the goodness. So some tips that we have for this, definitely have a list of people that you want to talk to, whether that's jewels, diamonds, corporate people, whoever. Everybody is willing, ready, able, all of those things to talk to you, get those things. And when you're doing that, make sure you're getting a picture. You want those pictures to be able to post later as well. Take notes during sessions. So when you go to the sessions, make sure that you're well rested and that you're ready, your mind is ready to soak in all of the goodness, to listen to the people, take notes. Some of the things that we have a tendency to do is we get so much information thrown at us, and we take notes and then we don't ever go back to them. So definitely take notes and then go back to them, because we will be having a convention recap call and we would love for everybody to be involved with that. This is definitely a FOMO thing. You know, you guys, this is huge. It's Vegas. It's gazillions of people. It's a whole lot of stuff. And the people who aren't going, they are missing out. And it's crummy. I wish my kids were quiet. I wish that everybody was going. It is a sacrifice, but it is a sacrifice that's worth it for yourself, for your business, and for you to be able to help other people too. So, Elizabeth, you can stop me anytime you want, or I can go through this and then you can get anything I missed. I don't care. Okay, so some other tips. Get to your sessions early. There are some people who are better at being earlier and some that are better at not being so early. And if your jewels are not sitting with you, it's not because we don't love you. We get floor seating. And I can tell you the first year that I went, that picture that's on the graphic for today, that was the first year that I actually went convention. I FOMO. I was a Ruby, and I can't remember if I was Ruby or senior Ruby. And Elizabeth and Lauren and Rochelle Osborne were all jewels. And I was like, oh, my people, I'm by myself. So it was a little sad sitting in the bleachers, but it definitely gave me motivation and encouragement that I wanted to be in those comfy seats instead of the bleachers for the future sessions. So those are some things to think about. Wear comfy shoes for getting around. In between the events in your room or whatever, you can always, you're going to have a bag. You can always put your more nice or whatever shoes in your bag and switch out, because it's going to be 100 degrees there plus. There's a lot of walking and it's different heat. So I can tell you my feet swelled up like crazy. So also bring some extra BioCleanse. We're not used to that kind of heat. At least most of us that are on this call are not, and that's not fun. So definitely bring that, and maybe even some compression socks or some leggings or that for at night or on the plane. So those are some of my other tips. The convention halls are chilly. So you may want to bring a sweater, a shawl, a jacket, a blanket if you're Elizabeth. All of those things are helpful because you might be chilly. If you're cheap like us, what I would encourage you to do is eat a bigger breakfast and then pack food, pack some non-perishables, grab some meat sticks, grab, some lean, you can mix that up with your water, some trail mix, some protein things, grab them and you can eat those in between snack or in between, or even during, the sessions. There is a food court thing attached right outside the convention area, but you guys, it's Vegas, it's expensive and there's a gazillion people there. So you might be waiting in line and it's not always going to be the healthiest food. So you don't want to feel yucky. There will be some food at the welcome reception and it varies. Sometimes it's more snacky stuff. Sometimes it's a little bit more. It may or may not be enough for a meal, just depending on who you are. The other thing to remember with the welcome receptions and the other things, It's a different elevation and different heat. So if you do have some drinks, they may affect you differently. I've learned this from experience. Don't make my mistakes. It's not fun. And remember, we're here for a business thing, so you don't want to be a blubbering idiot. Leave room in your luggage for shopping. There's that Plexus pop-up shop. We're also going to be getting a backpack bag thing. And there will be some new products or at least one new product. So you're going to want to leave room for that and make sure not only are you leaving room, but you're leaving weight because they weigh your bags too. So your bags are all going to look the same. So if you have like a little scarf or bandana or a keychain or something to make it your own, you may want to do that because when the bags all get set down for pictures and everything, you could end up getting the wrong bag. So that makes your life a little bit easier. We are having a team dinner. I believe it's back in 2019. It's a really cute Mexican place. They make your food in front of you, like your guac and stuff, and it was delicious. You're going to be responsible for your own meal on that. Just as a heads up, bring some money or your credit card with you. And remember, these are business expenses, so it's all good. Join us for that. Even if you have a show or something afterwards, even just meet up with us, have a little snack, sit and chat with us. You can leave. You don't have to have a full course meal. That's totally fine. And we'll probably be getting some pictures around that time too. So watch the chat. We'll post there are different things for meetups, all kinds of stuff like that. Bring a charger and a battery pack or cord for your phone. We tend to run through batteries with all of those pictures. New this time for convention on the Plexus Go app, they actually are going to be putting stuff in there instead of the Cvent app. So it's kind of nice. You don't have to download another thing. In there already, there's maps, there's the schedule, and make sure that you register for your breakout sessions. Excuse me. So, those are the main things that I thought of. Now I'm going to hand it over to Elizabeth.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, you covered everything so well. I don't even really have that much to add. So I know you guys like to make fun of me for not being places on time, but when I have like something like this, like I am on time, if not early. And now my early is like 5 minutes to 10 minutes and your all's early is like 20 to 30. Like that is not me. So if I'm there like 5-10 minutes before something starts, then I am early. But we have to actually rush to get to our seating too. And like, it does not matter where you're sitting. You are going to love it. It is still amazing. If our husbands decide to like take off, which they sometimes do, then we will come and pull a couple of you to come sit with us. So that's always super fun. And then like I usually stress so much about what am I going to wear, which I just haven't stressed about it yet. I still don't know exactly all the things I'm going to wear. I have got zero. That's huge for me. Usually I want to buy stuff new. So I have not quite like there's a couple of shops right local that I might stop in at. One is a consignment shop because it also gets to the point where you're like, Jackie and I were just talking about this, like you're buying like all these dresses and you wear them a few times. And I actually started re-wearing a lot of my dresses too. So, but we do say like dress like a diamond, dress like this is a professional business outing. This isn't just like a PT, even okay. So think about this: PTs, continuing ed, like if PTs, we wear scrubs to work in the hospital, but the day that we're going to a continuing ed class, we're wearing like our dress clothes, And so this is our Plexus dress up opportunity. And you're gonna want to look nice for pictures and stuff. Like it does not mean you're dressed in like sequins every day. And I'm not talking that, but just really that like put together and also being comfortable. And so, take advantage of that. And then Nicole is gonna try to get on it, and I don't think she made it, but because her time change is so weird. But she has some really great ideas for packing food, like freezing the individual avocado or guacamole cups and then putting like vegetables in with the frozen guac, and then that way it stays cold like in the middle of her suitcase to bring. And then even figuring out like a DoorDash or something order once you get there. I've talked about this on so many things. Like I'm not a huge eater. Like I'll eat a decent breakfast and I can have a snack and then I'm good for dinner, that kind of thing. But I do have the advantage that my husband will be there. So if I need food, like he's the man. desk, so we're good there. But just, you know, bring those meat sticks and things like that. There'll be water filling stations, all of that is available. And then we also have the Jewel Lounge. And so we do try to grab you guys and have you come back there with us too, if you're around, because there's like snacks and water and things back there too. And it's like super like relaxing and all of that. So keep that in mind. And then we really want to see you guys. We really want to do a team dinner if we can. Like, that's why we arranged it. And so we'd love to have you guys there because it's such a good opportunity to actually all be together, but also doing it at a time that you will still have time to go do those shows. The first year that we went to Vegas, my husband and I did all the team stuff, all the convention stuff, all the Plexus things. And then we would run out to these shows. And then we would come back. Like, we just fit it all in, like every single thing. So that's super fun. We will be putting in the chat like, hey, team picture. And we'll try to make, like, we aren't just like making your life inconvenient. I promise you, we think about these things. We really think through it all. And so we will have a couple team picture opportunities. One will be hopefully at that dinner, and then we'll probably do like before a session so that you're coming to the session anyway, right? And so just getting there a few minutes earlier to do a team picture is great. And then, you know, when you're thinking like, what am I gonna, like, I really, really want to meet Celeste Gwen. Well, guess what, you guys, like, have something that you want to say to her. Don't just say, oh, Celeste, can I take a picture with you? Like, ask her a question. Like, she's great. Like, she is so approachable. You know, think about asking them, like, what was your biggest tip to going to Jewel? What was your biggest tip to have good retention? What's your biggest tip for duplication? You know, ask a question just real quick, or ask what are you reading right now? Stuff like that. And then try to even, you know, like, be aware, like, read the room too. You can tell when these Plex celebrities, the Plexus celebrities, when they're on a mission, like when they're really trying to get somewhere because they have to be somewhere. That's the other thing, is a lot of Jewels are talking on stage and they do rehearsals and things like that. So if you see a Jewel beeline for a door or down the hall, and then understand those cues that they are probably on their way to something versus them mingling. You can totally tell the difference. So be cognizant of that, because they have places that they need to be. We have places that we need to be and stuff. And so anyway, but use the chat. The chat is going to be your friend. So checking in on the chat so that if we have any updates or if something changes or whatever, like, we might say, hey, something changed. Like, maybe they're changing the location of a breakout session, and we say, like, check the Go app for your session. Like, we'll put those reminders and messages in the chat. I always refer to the chat. Like, don't individually message Elizabeth. Like, you can, but the response may or may not be quick. But if you ask in the chat, then hopefully it will get answered much quicker, right? I mean, obviously, if it's something super personal, please message me, but when it comes to like questions about what's going on. So I think those are the biggest things. And just, you know, really maintaining we're representing ourselves, we're representing Plexus, we're representing our family. So keeping that in mind when we're out and doing stuff. And it doesn't mean don't have a good time. Like, Jackie and I love to have a good time, you know, but we try to be as responsible as we can most of the time too. So keeping that in mind too. So does anybody have any questions or anything? And we can even stop the recording if you want, and then we could ask questions if that's easier, more comfortable. You want to stop the recording, Jackie?